Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to do another 6x6 page project. And we're going to make 5 little pieces out of our 6x6 for our ephemera. So if you like my video today, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and stop by my other videos and check them out. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So I drew this out on graph paper. So if you wanted to take a screenshot of it, we're going to do a faux envelope. This is a notepad header. We're going to make a mini envelope, a pocket, and then we're going to make a ruffle. And then we're going to decorate them up. So it'll be a pretty quick video. I have everything cut out and I just have to ink as I go. That's not going to take long on this. So I think we'll go ahead and start with the mini envelope. The mini envelope is a 3x3 square. So I just cut my square. And I'm just using single-sided cardstock. This was actually from a 12x12 sheet, and I just cut it into a 6x6, which is still another way to use up your 12x12s if you only have the 6x6 projects to do. Well, you could get multiples. If your cardstock comes out of the same book, you could mix up your pieces together. Most of them are so you can coordinate them. So anyway, let's just get on with it. Now, when I make my envelope, all I do is just, and I'm not going to use one of the little envelope makers. I'm just going to fold it in half, make a little crease right there, and open it back up. Fold it in half the other way. If you have the envelope boards, you can make them like that, doesn't matter. But if you don't have one, you don't have to feel like you can't make an envelope. I'll just make a little mark there. That's in the center. So you just want to fold your sides in to that mark, to that little dot. And just smush it down. Then turn it. If it matters which side is the top and which side is the bottom, just pay attention to that. If you have a pattern that just goes one way, then you're going to want to pay attention to that maybe. Just fold this up here a little more. All right. Now on these edges here, this gets kind of bulky, and you can just cut that little triangle out if you want to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't always with the little small envelopes, but we'll do it today just so you can see. And we'll turn it around to the other side. That just takes the bulk out of it. And we can fold that up there. Just looks like this side is off a little bit. But you never know, maybe my 6x6 wasn't a full 6x6. Let me just trim this down a little bit. sometimes I can cut straight with my paper trimmer, and well, sometimes it just doesn't come out completely straight. I'm just trying to trim off this little tiny bit that's sticking out there. Let's see if that's better. I still have a little piece down there. There. Okay. Now, my top flap, I think I must have pencil mark on there. My top flap, I'm going to leave up. I'm not going to fold it down, not for this project. It's just going to be an open envelope that you can use like a pocket. So we'll just open this back, and we'll just put a little glue on here and on here, and yeah, we'll just put a little glue on here and on here because we don't want to glue this shut. I haven't crafted for a couple days, so I have to remember what it is I'm supposed to be doing here. Now this part here you can leave up, or you can fold it under. I think it'll look just as good if it's up. If you want to fold it under, you can just fold this flat back till it's straight across and then tuck it under. But I think for now we'll just leave it up. Because let me see. Let's see if I have a little piece of paper here. This one's just written on. So you can still stick your tag in there, or your little paper, whatever you want. If you wanted to close it, then you would fold this part down. But like I say, we're going to leave it open. Then in here, I'm going to, and I didn't ink. I'll get a little piece of paper and I'll stick in there. I'll just use the back of my pattern. I'll stick it in there and just try to ink the edges a little bit. That's somewhat why I like to ink. Well, that's not turning out very good. That's somewhat why I like to ink to begin with, because then I don't have to be bothered with it. Let's just pull this back open. I'm tearing my paper, but it'll glue back down. Let me just ink real quick. I don't want to mess my little envelope up. All you have to ink is the spots that's going to show, and if you don't want to ink, you don't have to. Completely up to you. I have my ink sitting right there too, so I wouldn't forget. But you know how that goes. Okay. We'll leave this over here so we can look at it. Now let's glue these back shut again. We'll just add a little more glue. I'm using art glitter glue, so when you stick your paper to it, it just stays stuck. You don't have no forgiveness there, but that's okay. Now let me cut out this little thing. This little tag just says create, and that's what we're doing today. We're going to create some ephemera. Hope everyone's having a nice day today. Did anybody see the Northern Lights this weekend? I have a little video that I want to share on my channel. So I'll have to get around to getting that done. They were very, very pretty. Now I'm going to put lace down here, so I'm going to go ahead and do my lace now. We actually couldn't see, we could see little streaks, but we actually had to use our phone cameras to see them. But oh, they were so pretty. First time I ever seen the Northern Lights. It was exciting. I'm just going to go ahead and glue this on. I might as well just be gluing as I go. So we will create. Now, on each side of this, I thought it just looked a little bare, so I just wanted to put a little piece of the elastic on. Oh, let me cut these off. I want to put a little piece of elastic on each side, and then I can put a little gem on it, and hopefully it'll look okay. It was just kind of a out of the blue, this is what I'm going to do thing. And that'll tuck right under the little flap because I didn't glue the top of it. So I'm just going to put a little glue right here in the center. And we'll just kind of, if I don't glue it down there, we'll just kind of stick it right under here. There. Better put a little glue right there to hold it down. Then, did I lose my other piece? Maybe. I think I lost my other piece. Oh, I put it down here. Okay, let's glue this one on. I just figured the envelope was so small, it just needed something. Now with my art glitter glue, I can put a little tiny dot there and a little tiny dot there just to hold them flaps down. Just have to make sure that I don't glue my envelope shut. And I think I'll just trim this little tiny bit there, trim that little tiny bit there. And I left my lace hang down off of the bottom of my pocket because I thought that looked cute. Okay, now we're gonna glue our flower in there. I guess I better ink around it a little bit. There. Now I'll put our little gems on. We'll just have one on each side. And I think that'll just dress up the envelope a little bit. And I think I'll put one up there on the center of that flower. And even though it's a little tiny envelope, it'll still look nice. There. So there's our little mini envelope. Okay, so that's the first thing to our ephemera. I'm just going to trim that off just a little. And I think that's cute. Cute, cute. All right, next, let's do our little pocket. Now, the pocket is just, let me see, 4 inches by 1 5/8 inches. And all I'm going to do is just glue some lace above there. Actually, I don't know if I meant for the lace to be up there or on the bottom. I like them to hang off too. And then the word can be, I think I'll put it on the bottom instead of the top. But even though I'm putting it on the bottom, I'm not going to do the thumb punch in there because my flower is going to be there. So we'll just run a little glue across here. So it could be your choice. And if you wanted your pockets rounded, you could your corners rounded, you could round your corners also. I think I'm just going to have that hang down a little bit past it. Kind of see if they're about even. I think I should put this paper over here. Otherwise, I'm going to be gluing it to my mat. We'll just dab a little of the glue. And then we'll cut some off. So I have pencil marks on the back of it, but you're not going to see them because this would be glued down. You could glue it down 3 sides. You could glue it just on the bottom and have it as like a tuck spot. However you would choose to do that. Okay, so now we're going to put our flowers on. I'm just going to kind of overlap them, but this little flower I think can hang above it a little bit, and that will also show that there's something there. So I'm going to glue this one down first. I like doing these projects where you get a whole bunch of different little pieces out of it. Makes it feel more like you're not wasting the paper. So we'll do that there. I'm not going to put no glue here. Just go across here, and then if I need more, I can add it. This feels like my thing is clogged a little bit. And then I'll have that kind of over towards the center. And that looks good. Now this little word is contentment. When I get done with one of my projects and I I think it turned out okay. I didn't ink my flowers. I didn't ink my pocket. And I get done with one of my projects, and I think it turned out okay. I'm pretty content with that. I'm just going to glue that down here. And if there was anything else that you wanted to add, you could add. You can add anything to this stuff that you want. So I think I'll just ink around the outside of the pocket a little tiny bit. I guess them little flowers don't really need anything. Get rid of some of the little mess that my little foam jobby makes. And there's our pocket. So that's number 2. All right, now we have a little faux envelope. Now all we do with this, and this is 6 inches long, 2 inches wide, all you do is fold your corners down so they kind of meet down here somewhere so you know it's even. I don't always get mine completely even, but I try to get it as even as possible, because that makes this little shape for your envelope. Let me just trim that off. So that looks like the fold part of your envelope. Now all I'm going to do, hopefully I'm on camera, is just fold it up and fold it up and fold it up again, and then this will just fold down. You can fold it however you want it. You can fold it all the way down to the edge if you want, and that makes the faux envelope, so it looks just like an envelope. So when you open it up, you're just going to open it back, fold it down, and you have all kinds of journaling space. So this, we can glue these 2 little flaps down. You don't have to use a whole lot of glue on the flaps, just enough to hold them down. Let's see, I don't think I need that. Now I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I'm thinking, kind of thinking out loud. So we'll just fold that down. Now because this white is going to show, you can ink that up a little bit if you want. And then when you have it folded over, well, I guess if it's the other way, well, maybe I didn't do that right, I don't know. But anyways, that's inked. I'll just ink along the edges. See, like I said, been a couple days since I've done anything. Don't know what I'm doing. Have to rethink everything again. So when you open that up, it'll just look a little blue up there instead of just white. And we don't mind. Okay, now on my little flap, I'm just going to glue a piece of lace across it. Just up here at the top. And I'm just going to let that hang down, hanging off a little bit at the top. And then I'm just going to put a little gem right in the center. Right in the center of the lace. And that just gives it a little something. So then, when you get your faux envelope made, you could put it inside of this little envelope. You can put your envelope in the pocket. You can put them both in the pocket together. You can put a little piece of Velcro on here to hold it down if you need to. And I would probably say don't ink that right there. Nah. But that's okay. Somebody said that a mistake in journaling is not a mistake. Okay, so there's that. Now we have this little notepad. And I only cut this short just because I'm making it to go with this stuff as the set. But you would make your notepad however long that you need it for your project. For this one, I cut my paper, let's see, about 4 1/8 by 2 3/4. And the little notepad, it says is 3 inches wide by 1 3/8. And how wide did I make this? 2 3/4. So I left myself a little bit of room on each side. And you're just going to fold this in half. And we can ink around it real quick. Then, all I'm going to do is staple these together. Just a couple staples. And I'm just going to glue it. I'm going to glue my topper onto it. And I'm just kind of evening out my space in there. I just use my Fabri-Tac because it's a little bit heavier. And I'm just going to go over my staples on the front. I didn't glue all the way down. And then on the back, you can put eyelets in, and you can attach it that way. Or you can just staple it and then glue it on. Then I'm going to put a piece of lace across here with a little flower. I'm going to glue this flower on there. Which way does it go? I think this way. So I'm going to leave a little tiny bit hang down, a little tiny bit above. And right in the center, I'll just put a little gem. There. And then your little pocket, your little notepad would fit right in the pocket also. So it's however you want to use all of your pieces. So let me see, on this, I'll just put a little paper clip right now to hold it. There. Now our very last thing is just a ruffle. It's just a leftover piece of paper, and you can do this with any of your papers. So if you just need a little fancy something to put on your page, if you have these little ruffles made up, you can just pick them out. If they're not completely decorated, you can put your decorations on when you get ready to put it on so it matches whatever you're going to use. I'm just going to ink off to the side here so I don't get it on my table. So all you do is, depends on how long you want your ruffle to be or how wide you want these to be. They can all go the same direction, or they can go from both ways, meet in the center. Some people will sew these, so they just have a stitching going down the center. I just glue them because I don't want to use my sewing machine. And I don't know if I said how long this was. It's 4 3/8 inches long by 1 inch wide. And that's what I had left of it. So see, it just comes out as a small piece of paper. And if you don't want that many ruffles, you could do like this many, however many you want to make it wider. But this is just a mini set. So that's how I'm going to do the ruffles. And I just put a little bit of glue under each one. It doesn't take a lot to hold it, because then you glue the back also. Just put a little glue under there and a little glue under there. And we'll just hold them for a minute and just let them set. And you can turn it over, flip your little underneath spots, put a little glue. So this is just kind of a, you do this one however you choose to do. But instead of throwing the paper away, oh, that was a lot of glue. Instead of throwing the paper away, you have more ephemera that you can make out of it. I better put my non-sticky paper down here. Push down on it a little bit. Then, just to dress it up a little bit, I'm going to put a little piece of lace on it. This is optional. You don't have to do that either. But if you have strips of your paper and you just don't know what to do with them, you could sit and ruffle them. Like I say, you can make short ruffles and you can make long ruffles. That's just a little ruffle. And of course, we'll just put a little gem right in the center. And then that's going to be it for this project. So once you get everything cut out, everything gathered up that you need for it, and then if you ink it in advance, it goes a little faster, which is why I like to ink in advance. But I thought this was going to be a short video today, so I would just ink while I was on here, and then I forgot some of it. But that's okay. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you like the 6x6 projects? I'm still looking for some more 12 by 12 projects, but I don't know, they're kind of hard to find. So that's our project for today. Maybe if I lay it on here, they'll show up better. I have all kinds of stuff off to the side on my desk. Let's lay them on here so you can see them better. So let me know down in the comments what you think, and I hope you come back to see me for my next video. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day today and happy crafting. Bye for now.